Hi, I'm Aimee Lou Wood and I'm doing Ask Me Anything with ELLE UK. It's really hard to pick a favourite behind the scenes memory from the White Lotus set because there were so many. One that really sticks out is Mike's birthday. He came to work and everyone had a mask of his face on and we all danced and it was really, really fun. Also, there was this moment where Nick, who plays Zion in the show, we were walking back to our hotel room and there was a wedding in the hotel that we were staying at and we could hear the White Lotus theme tune being played at the wedding and we just had this moment of, oh my God. That's when it sunk in that we were actually doing it. I had fun with everyone when I was filming the White Lotus. However, I am a Scorpio moon and Leslie Bibb and Walton Goggins are Scorpio suns. We were the Scorpio 3. We have a group called Jackson Brown because we used to just sit and listen to Jackson Brown and drink cocktails and eat fries. And yes, I am calling fries because I became American because most people were American. Me and Leslie went to Tokyo together, had like the most amazing trip. So I would say the most fun was just listening to Leslie and Walton tell stories and listening to Jackson Brown. It was just the best ever. My White Lotus audition, I didn't want to do it because I was so scared because it's the only show I've ever said I really want to be in that show. So the pressure, I kept going, oh, I don't think it's right, I don't think it's right. And I put it off for ages. I was so scared. And then I saw the sides and I was like, oh no, she's me. She's me, like, she's me. I have to do the tape, I actually have to do it. And I did, and they asked for one in an American accent and one in my own. And then they said, okay, we want to go with your own. And we're gonna do a call back in like 2 days. And it was on Zoom with Mike, the casting director, and like some producers. And we did these scenes and I was so nervous, but also weirdly calm. At the end, Mike started telling me what happened, like the story. And I thought, God, he's telling me some really top secret info here. Like if I haven't got the part, he's just told me what happens. He's just told me how the story ends. So I kind of had this little thing in my tummy of like, did I just get that part? But I didn't want to be cocky. And actually the next day after that, I was out with my friends and I went to the loo and I had all these missed calls and I had a message and it was like, can't wait to start this journey and da 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 da. And I went insane. I was screaming and my friend picked me up and like was twirling me around. It was so cool. I don't think I've ever been that excited about a job ever in my whole life than that moment. But also terrified because then I was like, wait, now I have to actually go and live in Thailand for 7 months and I find it really hard to leave Southeast London. So then I got a bit scared and daunted and overwhelmed and thought maybe I don't want to go, but I'm so glad I did. If I had to describe the upcoming season in 3 words, I would say surprising, mystical, and human. Oh, that's such a good question. What is the best TV show I've watched over the last year? What have I watched, guys? I guess because I was in Thailand for 7 months and I didn't watch a thing. I was in a complete bubble because I was like, I can't leave this story, so I can't watch any other stories. I was so in that story. I kind of lost track of anything that was happening. I didn't know what films were out. I didn't know what TV was on, but I feel like there was something. I mean, I'd never watched Girls, and so I've just last year started watching Girls, which I do think the writing is absolutely incredible. Some of the dialogue in that show is just so piercingly good. So I am loving watching Girls. All-time favourite show. Well, I think one of my all-time favourite TV shows is The White Lotus. It actually is. There's so many. Even though it doesn't seem like it right now, I'm actually a very TV person, but I cannot access any TV knowledge in this current moment because I still think that I am in Koh Samui playing a girl called Chelsea. I've not yet come back to reality. How I would spend my ultimate day out in Manchester. I love this question because I love Manchester so much. I get up and I would go to Idle Hands in the Northern Quarter and have a coffee there because it's the best coffee. And they also have cherry pie, which is really delicious, which I try not to have for breakfast. So I try and have kind of an actual breakfast meal, they have this thing called divorced eggs. I would eat the divorced eggs and then possibly have the cherry pie. I would then go and look around all the vintage shops like Blue Rinse and Cow and Pop Boutique, because they always have amazing stuff. They always have amazing leather jackets, and that's my fixation, is leather jackets. Later on in the day, I would stay in the Northern Quarter, but then maybe I would go into Ancoats, which is really, really cool now. And I would go to Erst, which is an amazing restaurant. It's the bread. The bread there is just so good. But also, my friend's shop, the Nora store, which is in Ancoats, which is an incredible little shop. And then next door to it is this wine bar, natural wine bar called Curb. And that is kind of the perfect day. It's an amazing day. Who do I call for a good time and why? Just my bezies, my bezzy friends. And that good time might be sitting talking about our problems for 6 hours, but just everything feels like a good time with them. But we have said recently we do need to start going out. And I don't even mean going out to the club. I mean going out of the house. But it is always a good time. It is always a good time. But I feel like I've actually made loads of new friends as well doing White Lotus. And they are really fun. And Americans are really bold. It was great. And they're just kind of boundless energy. I know that's a generalization, but I feel like Americans have a lot more energy than the Brits. I'm so sleepy. How are you guys not sleepy? But I am also a sleepy girl. My New Year's resolution is to keep things more simple, because I have been so in the macro and I'm so existential. And this year I've been I really want to put a headband on, wash my face, put moisturizer on, and just think about doing that instead of, while I'm doing those things, having very huge, extreme thoughts and angst. That's my New Year's resolution, is just to be very simple and present and one foot in front of the other. And also there was another one that I wanted to do. I would be more optimistic, because I feel like I'm passionate, but I'm not that optimistic. I realise there's actually a big difference. If I could go back and give my younger self advice, I would say really tune into what you're actually feeling. Because when I was younger, I had that thing where someone would ask me how I was and I would say, oh, if everyone else is fine, then I'm fine. If everyone else is sad, then I'm sad. I didn't actually really know. And it was only in recent years that I'm oh, I really need to know what I'm actually feeling, because otherwise it comes out sideways. But you actually have to feel the feelings. You actually have to feel them, and you actually have to sit with them and go, oh, I'm sad, but it's not gonna kill me. So I'll just be sad for a while. I remember saying to my therapist, I'm worried that I'm just sad and shy as a human. And she's like, just be sad and shy then. And I'd never thought of that as an option. So I would say just be sad and shy to Aimee. Don't try and be the class clown because you're actually severely anxious. Just be sad and shy, it's fine. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aimee Lou Wood, and this has been Ask Me Anything with ELLE UK.